Hello there. We're going to look at graphing some power functions. Now if you recall, a power function is something of this structure. Y equals k x to the r power. Some constant k, and your variable x, and that's raised to some power. There's a number of questions you can ask yourself. Now you could memorize the table. The way I see it, it breaks down into 3 questions. Is this power r? Is it positive? Or is it negative? And is it odd or even? And lastly, is this constant k positive or negative? And those 3 questions are going to determine the basic shape and structure of your power function. Alright, so let's do some examples now. Looking at this first one, I ask myself a series of questions. Is the exponent positive or negative? It's positive, so that tells me that we're going to be a direct graph, and if we're direct, we're going through 0, 0. Now, I also know that this is an odd power, so that tells me that my graph is going to be split between quadrants. And last I look over here, that is a negative coefficient, so that tells me it's trending down and it's going to be split into quadrants 2 and 4. For this one over here, does this one even have a power rule structure? Well, I could actually write this as 4 times x to the negative third. So it does. Its power is negative, so that means that it's going to be inverse. It's not going to have a y-intercept. It's going to be an asymptote. It's never going to touch that line. It is negative, so it's going to be split quadrants, and its coefficient is positive, so it's going to be in quadrant 1, trending down, and you have this nice inverse rule there. Alright, those were our first 2, so let's scroll on down for the next ones. Oh, that's not scroll. Alright, same questions. Remember, we're seeing what structure does it fit into, and is that r positive or negative, odd or even, and is k positive or negative. So this one over here, 1/3 x to the 4th power, that's a power rule structure. Power is positive, so it goes through 0, 0. Power is even, so they're going to be next to each other, not kitty corner, but next to each other. And the coefficient is positive, so we're going to be in quadrant 1. It's opening up, and quadrant 2. So it's not actually a parabola, but it trends up like a parabola. Okay, let's see. Last question over here. Is this a power rule structure? Yes, this is. Now this could, if you wanted to, could actually be written as negative 1 over 5x to the 4th power, but it's already got it in its power rule structure for us. This is going to be inverse. Does not touch this axis. That is even. So that means that you're going to be next to each other. This is going to be a Devil's Tower looking one, and the coefficient is negative, so it's going to trend down. That should wrap up all the problems. Let's scroll out here. It's not scrolling. Okay, so there you have it. There's our 4 examples. Now remember, when you're graphing these power rule functions, ask yourself, is that r value up there, is that positive or negative, odd or even, and is k positive or negative? And then based on that, draw your picture. Character and scholarship for life.